So guys, this is kind of
Toilets.
it's kind of a toilet situation because I just did a video about Steven Crowder yesterday, and then I got a bunch of messages saying, hey, did you see the new story? Apparently there's a trending story right now that this guy Stefan Crowder, Canada's really proud of him, he's trending because he did I'll just read you how somebody described this. On YouTube, Steven Crowder and his co-host go on a wildly racist tirade against black farmers. So that's what he's trending for today. And I just wanted to show you the video I did yesterday edged into some of this territory. But there's a bunch of stuff that I wasn't able to squeeze into the video that is arguably even worse than this one that's trending. So I just want to show you some of those clips now. So these are all from the same video. Published on March 15th, same video, all of this stuff where they're talking about George Floyd. So here we go. Here's clip number 1.
And right now we're going to have a trial, a jury of their peers, second, third degree murder, manslaughter, right, which could result in consecutive sentences. No, we're gonna go burn the Walgreens. Okay, I don't know if that's necessarily bringing justice to anybody, but you do you. Keep it real.
Okay, so there we go. That's sort of red flag number 1. Okay, so just minutes later, same video.
That's my asshole.
Oh, by the way, yeah, nominated for a Grammy. I can't tell the difference between Cardi B and Megan the horse.
Megan the...
He can't tell the difference. Okay, so a few more red flags there.
is to come back to the Progressive Party, right?
Yeah.
So it's that's the only thing I'd say is that look, we gotta give him a path to come back, but that means back toward us,
right?
Poor Brian Callen trying to make sense of this whole thing. Here we go.
That doesn't mean you
that's
have,
what unity
it means. There's no point. You have zero point of view that's valid if you are on the right.
Hey! I'm a bit real with y'all. Didn't y'all hear that Biden's a party of unity? Okay, well, what does that mean? Come over here, or I'll Molotov cocktail y'all.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, there you
go. And again, this is all in the same video. So here we go.
These blacks have been kept down far too long, but Ted Wheeler does it Ted Wheeler's way. And he just goes out and they're like, oh, man, I see a nice car. Well, yeah, now it's getting jacked. Oh, but I'm one of you. Oh, good. You can be one of us riding the bus, motherfucker. So. Bye-bye.
So let's get this story straight, okay? So Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Portland, wanted to, in Crowder's story, he wanted to reach out to black people, or he wanted to befriend black people, but then they stole his stuff in Crowder's story. And then he did that voice there. So I would say the new one, the farmer thing that's going viral, is on the light side of his content. It's on the less racist side of what this is usually up to. And by the way, here's the context for this video of this guy.
And then they test you positive for COVID and you die. You think they're going to list you as a COVID death? Of course. They listed a guy who crashed his motorcycle drunk off his ass as a COVID death, and a guy in Michigan who tried to blow his head off with a shotgun as a COVID death. But now with George Floyd, we want to believe the only contributing factor was a knee on neck.
He did kneel on his neck for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Brian Callen starting to realize what kind of a show he's on there. So we'll get to the farmer one in a second here, but you see the kind of context in which he's saying those other things as well and doing these kind of voices and stuff. This is, I do kind of think like, hey, nobody should be banned from YouTube. First Amendment. This is really how people practice the First Amendment in this kind of social media world. But how do you deal with someone this stupid? Like this stupid, and by the way, look at how many views this thing has. Almost 1 million in one day. So we got a lot of kooks up in this country. We got a lot of heads goose-stepping around this country, and they love this stuff. 59K likes, 1,000 dislikes. And by the way, there's a ton of misinformation too, just about the case, the George Floyd case that he's talking about. If you go watch my video from yesterday, you'll get blah, 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 blah. But what do you do with an idiot like this? You're YouTube, you're people on YouTube, you know, you want it to be free and open, First Amendment stuff, and then somebody comes along who's just a dimwit and an idiot and useless and just a drag on humanity, like this guy. What do you do with this? But let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. If this is the most popular conservative, this is like the most popular political show on YouTube, we got some bigger problemos here. He should have like, 20 incel weirdo followers, but he's the most popular YouTube. He's the most popular political YouTuber, this guy. So, that to me points to bigger problems. Bigger problems, phony baloney liberal corporate Democrats. Phony baloney corporate Democrats. Con artist, quote unquote conservative Ted Cruz types. All these con artists. This is your fault. This is your fault. This stuff. This goose-stepping Nazi stuff. People are going crazy because they prevent any kind of real change because of all the money that controls everything and so people are going crazy, and this is what we end up with. That's it. That's what's going on. Okay? So you think it's just Crowder? You think it's just some lone idiot being a stupid? Why do so many people like this? Why would so many people watch this absolute garbage? This is a societal problem. Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder himself, who knows? Maybe he was hit in the head. Maybe he fell in
toilets
when he was a kid. But million views every time he uploads a video. That's a society problem right there. That's we got to do some real work. Got a lot of people. Got a lot of this. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Got a lot of that going on. People really pissed off because their, coal job didn't come back and and they're looking for somebody to blame. Dumb P.T. Barnum, as we call him on this channel. Idiot P.T. Barnum. The probably the least funny person on the planet. Failed comedian who can't even get the people he pays to sit there and listen to him every day. Look like they all want to blow their brains out listening to this guy all day, and he gets 1 million views for every video. That's how bad things are for a large portion of this country. That's what's going on. That's where this comes from. And we got a lot of people not offering real solutions, kind of tippy toeing around and this is what these people are looking for. These people are looking for somebody to blame. Looking for somebody to blame. That's what we got. Looking for somebody to... That's inappropriate.
Yeah, most happy about the new policy. These people. So, yeah. I'm gonna buy a plow, man!
I'm gonna plant that corn.
Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, mother, I'm the president of plowing that ass.
You. I thought.
He's got to know this is not fun. Like, you hear the silence, because I watched 2 hours of this guy's show yesterday to do a little video on it. He's got to you got to have some sense, if you have people you pay to show up to your studio every day, and not even the people whose paycheck depends on keeping you happy are laughing at what you're saying. That's something. Some flag has to go. Some bell has to go off in your head, right? Not for this guy. That's maybe that's why the comedy career didn't work out. Maybe that's why the comedy instincts are not there so much, because you hear those crickets after a while, and you start to adapt to that, I think. But not this guy. Not this guy. And then the other thing I think is this just purely for attention? Is this just a baby, doing
toilets
in its pants and its diapers for attention? Oh, I'm trending again because I'm being an idiot. So that's really what it is, If this is a lone dip nut on YouTube, 1,000 subscribers, that would be a rational world. This guy, Stefan Crowder, has like 1,000 viewers. He's just a little weirdo, being an unfunny puke in some corner of YouTube. That's fine. the most popular political YouTuber, now we got a problem. Now we're looking at a serious societal problem there. So there you go, just a marker. He's sort of like the monolith in 2001, a marker of human failure, of American failure right here, Steven Crowder. But yeah, of course it's a societal problem. But just to be clear, he is the least funny person on the planet. Like it's anti, like you laugh, you're having a good time. It's like like everything this dude says is like a cringe. It's like a instant cringe response to everything this guy says. Unfunny, probably so stupid that if you tried to explain to him like anything about history or how politics works or anything, it would just fly right over the head. Just like bye-bye. And yet, takes a bunch of money from these weird dark money right-wing organizations. So he's got this stupid TGI Fridays set and all this crap. And that's what it is. That's what it is. Just to be clear, this guy is probably the stupidest person on the planet. So shame, I will say Canada. So this guy grew up in Canada. That's another problem we got to admit about this guy. Probably the funniest people in the world came from Canada. Kids in the Hall, Tom Green, that other guy, whatever, Mike Myers, whatever, who cares? Saturday Night Live, all this stupid garbage that we all like. Not Steven Crowder. He grew up there, but the comedy genius of Canada did not brush up against him. And the lady comedy did not shine her eyes upon him at all, my friends. And Canada, you should be ashamed, but I think you're still good because of Kids in the Hall. I think that's like you have a permanent upper hand in comedy, and you get a permanent pass for the Kids in the Hall. Okay? So, and maybe Tom Green too. But yeah, guys, we got a lot of work to do. No status quo, just everything's fine, business as usual. No, people are losing their minds. People in this country are losing their minds if this is the most popular political channel in the country on YouTube. Okay? So.
You can French kiss the guy next to you, yelling, "Abolish the police."
Okay? To quote the great Raphael Theodore Cruz. Also, another thing about this this Democracy Now! Segment is actually really interesting if you go watch it. And also read up on this. I'll put links below to some stories about this. There's a PBS story that's pretty good too. But what makes, this idiot, Steven Crowder, even stupider talking about this, or like cackling like a doofus at the Amy Goodman segment here, is if you know anything, like literally anything, if you just know the basics of American history, Civil War history, basically anything, if you've read at all about it, know anything about it, and just watch this segment, the loan that they're cackling and making fun of about for black farmers is a total no-brainer. Like, it totally makes sense. And the reason is a lot of black farmers were pushed off their land because they were discriminated against with loans that white people got, but they didn't get, so they were kind of pushed off. They were also politically pushed off their land by segregationists in the South, and 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 millions of acres of land was basically taken from black farmers. This loan is bare minimum of something that should be done based on historical tragedy, really, to be honest. And, I was mentioning if you know anything about history as well, I would urge you to Google Reconstruction and 40 Acres and a Mule. Just Steven Crowder and people like this will never do that because it's sort of like, it's honestly like almost like looking into the eyes of a baby. Just complete blank nothingness. On this channel, we call babies wrinkled, rotten mangoes. And that's sort of like you look into people like Steven Crowder's eyes and Ben Shapiro's eyes, and it's just sort of a dull blank, like they just don't, it's almost like a complete blank slate. Like they just don't know any of this stuff. Let me read you what actually happened. This is from I mean, there's way better sources to read up on Reconstruction, but just so you can get a feel of it, this is from a Washington Post article, actually. But it does a good job of summarizing this. In that time, Congress also created the Freedmen's Bureau to act as agents of Reconstruction throughout the former Confederate states. So this is after the Civil War, overseeing land, labor, and political disputes between black and white Southerners. The Bureau took responsibility for implementing General William T. Sherman's infamous post-war Field Order 15. An early success of Reconstruction, this is very important, the order redistributed confiscated Confederate land, 40 acres and a mule, to formerly enslaved people and provided unprecedented access to land, wealth, and independence. And this totally makes sense. This is why Reconstruction, this is how it should have worked. But you'll see there's a twist in this story, this American story. This would have worked. I think this at least had the potential to totally change American history, because you have enslaved people and then suddenly you're just like, okay, you're not slaves anymore. Bye-bye. That would not have worked, right? That would not have worked. Okay, I'm just alone to the elements now. Great. This makes no sense. The only way this would have made sense after the Civil War, Reconstruction, was for this 40 acres and a mule thing to happen. But something crazy happened. Lincoln was assassinated. And then this idiot, this dummy, the Stephen Crowder of his day, Andrew Johnson, an absolute moron, a drunken fool, a buffoon, one of history's greatest idiots, assumed the presidency. However, he returned the land to its prior owners and helmed a tepid era of what scholars call, quote, presidential reconstruction that emphasized Southern states' rights to self-governance. I mean, just imagine the world we would be living in right now if that hadn't happened. I'm just going to leave it there. So, in other words, what we're looking at when we watch a moron like Stephen Crowder is just an almost like a baffling ignorance, like a deep, profound stupidity of basically anything of how the world works or history or anything. It's that somebody could not only get away with being an adult with that kind of thing going on in your brain, but that a million people would want to watch you doing that. There's only one word to describe it. That's what it is. Actually, there's two. The other one is
Toilets.
So it is a deep, profound, brown doo-doo choked dipes type of American stupidity that idiot Stephen Crowder represents. And people flock to it, and they all choke their dipes together. You know what I mean? They get together, and it just sounds like this. But this is basically all YouTube conservatives. You know, Ben Shapiro traffics in the same crap. I'm not going to be surprised if Dave Rubin comes out and he's like, well, I don't know. It seems like people with a darker skin, they're not as good. He'll figure out a way to make it even stupider, this kind of stuff. Actually, his book has a bunch of that kind of crap in it. His idiotic book. His lowest common denominator, only a buffoon would buy and read that stupid thing seriously. So this story might feel like a little bit of a drag, the first part of the story, because it's like, oh man, Stephen Crowder's mom went through with the pregnancy or whatever, you know? Before he was born, he wasn't. So that part's sad. But there is a kind of a happy note to the end of the story, which, you know, that $5 billion loan, and I want to look more into this because I am interested in this and the history of it and da-da-da-da-da. So I do want to look more into it. You know, who knows with the Biden administration and all this crap. But initially, my initial look at this, my initial take and what some of the farmers are saying. Oh my God, it just started raining really crazy. And what some of these farmers are saying, it sounds like it's a really positive thing, and I think we could be really happy about that. And they are, you know, making efforts to right some of these historically born wrongs. And that's a beautiful thing. That could be a beautiful thing. And I appreciate that. And I'm happy about it, to be honest. And I think there's reason to be hopeful there. So, guys, I love you. Bye. Hey, everybody, and thanks so much for watching this video. Like all the other YouTube and podcast perverts, I now have a Patreon. Here you can get daily access to the audio-only feed. And every week on this Patreon, I'm uploading 2
exclusive
Patreon-exclusive shows. They're like real shows, more produced, more edited. One of them is a behind-the-scenes show where I reveal all the secrets and YouTube scams that I'm doing. And the other one, I just reveal my innermost dark, cringe secrets, as well as
deep dive
video essays and more.
And at the top level,
you can even become a producer of the show and get your name handwritten, hand art, hand-drawn at the end of every episode. So if that's something that you are interested in, check it out.
On Patreon.
I'll put a link in the, what is the thing called? In the description, I guess. So thank you so much, even if you don't. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's hard to get through these things, but I appreciate you.
This show would be absolute garbage without the producers. Jamie and I may have a disagreement with Sam Cedar's pause button. Jenny Hart! Hey, Jenny Hart, it's me! Oh, she just ignored me. Winter the Muscular. Ethan Weaver.
Vince Barbosa, he is pure ideology at its purest.
Elias Christo. The guy from the hamburger train. Cece LeBlanc. Nez. Interlinks. Victor Sonny Duran. Kyle High Level
Ideas.
Hopper. Albert Ellers Ood. Kitty Hooch. Hi, I'm Kitty Hooch. Abby, I don't want cowards teaching my kid green. Tristan Dominic Guzman. Jane Spade. Jessica, a lot of problems stepping off. King Friday. Laura Campbell. Rajawa. Nefatsu Gustav Van Betten. Camilla. Young Slampy. Brian Hernandez. CS. Hey, is that CS? I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, it is CS. Okay, great. Thugs and Kisses denigrates your dude. He's denigrating that dude. Blistered Thumb. Bree Gutierrez. Pixels Green. Green. Old Man Shia. And our favorite name so far, Hard Farter. I hope you're okay, Hard Farter. That sounds
the muscular class
like a problem, to be honest. And a very special thanks to Mr. Quarth, Micah G, Mike Mort Calypso, Roberto Vera. Who's that? What? Oh, it's Carl Hochmuth, or Hochmuth. I don't know, Carl, tell me how to say it. Love you! Terza. And don't cancel me for, I'm just reading a name, okay? Tardmaster. Annihilate. And special guest, Stabster Bait. Kevin Jigaleski. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Mac. You know it's Mac. You can tell it's him. Krill Will. And we got D-Pad Chad. Burn Dubuel. Jake T. Sebastian Delgadillo. Charlotte Glass. CEO of the muscular class. Beth Van Diver.
I'm sorry about that, Beth. You know I love you.
Ray Anthony Cox. Eden Joy. Derek Stoker. Apollo Crow. Liz. Could be Ted Cruz. Chelsea G. Derek Jesus Christ Wilson. Matt Rowe. Thank you to these beautiful, gorgeous, muscular, soaked up, showering probably 10 to 11 times a day producers.